Good afternoon. It's time for yet another NFL Bucky's Mill Day. This is your host Mike C with Sookie, and of course the star of the show, as always, forever. It's Bucky. Say hi, Bucky. Bucky says hi. We got a busy broadcast, what do you want to call it today? We're gonna do a tour of my room, the Bat Cave, and so I'll keep this. But I got a lot of information to give out, and we're gonna start on a somber note. We had a trifecta this weekend, and we lost three entertainers. And I don't know if they have any really parallels or not, but possibly. Um, we're going to start out with long time game show host Bob Barker passed away at 99. Just missed the 100 mark. He's on many different shows. Of course, The Price is Right, Truth or Consequences, which I remember as a kid. My mom loved him. Who didn't love Bob Barker on the show? He did movies. One movie with Adam Sandler. We got Beat Up. And it's a great entertainer. A little controversial at times, but that's show business. So we lost Bob Barker, but 99 years, you can't ask for much more than that. On the other side of the spectrum, we lost two wrestlers last week, Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt. Terry Funk was a hardcore legend. There wasn't anything, barbed wire, glass, tacks, exploding powders, tables, chairs. Him and Mick Foley used to do insane things. I don't think most wrestlers would come close to doing that anymore. He won some titles, but what a career. He wrestled for 50 years, something like that. His health was obviously failing, and him and his brother Dory Funk passed. I can't remember when he passed away, but we lost him, and many wrestlers spoke highly of him. Again, there will never be another Terry Funk. Was in the Hall of Fame. The other wrestler we lost was Bray Wyatt, whose real name was Wyndham something, I can't remember now. I guess a great guy, very friendly, very creative. Had the Fireflies and had the Fiend and other characters, and I loved to watch him. Very spooky, but very creative, like I said, and he's only 36, I think it was, so very young. He left behind a wife and two kids, I believe. I watched SmackDown. They did a very good tribute to both the wrestlers. Highlights and interviews, and it was very, very well done, I believe. And so that they will be missed, and condolences go out to their friends and family. Now, that being said, Bucky, what in the world do you have in front of you today? You've got two pictures, two 4x6s that I printed out last week. One is Keith Jackson on the bottom, and then on the top is Chris Berman from ESPN. Two legends in the broadcasting field. Now, I've always liked Chris Berman. They're both still alive, so that's good. But he did, great work with the draft and on ESPN, and then highlights, buck, all that good stuff. And he did a lot of catchphrases, and just great to watch. I loved him on the draft. I wish he was still on there. And so I thought, well, college football and NFL football are starting very soon. So I thought I'd focus on them. Sookie's trying to get in the shot here. There she goes. Yes, you can give me kisses. So on the bottom is Sookie, hang on a sec. Yeah, Keith Jackson. Whoa, nearly. And the Big Uglies, who I referred to many times. And college football started this weekend. They call it Weekend Zero. And Notre Dame played, and they destroyed Navy. I believe it was 45-0 or something like that. So there's a few games last weekend. More coming up, obviously. So football is starting, and preseason's over. I got my notes. If I can. Sophia, stop kissing me. I can't see. So all right. The Lions went 2-1 in the preseason. They beat Carolina Panthers, and the game was on TV. They won. I gotta see the score, Suki. He's got my glasses already. The score was 26-17 against the Panthers. It was a closer game than I thought, but against preseason. There was a time when the Panthers kind of caught up a little bit. The Lions had a couple turnovers, a couple sacks. Not great offense, but that's all right. And the best part of preseason, the Vikings went 0-3. The Vikings' current coach has not won a preseason game, which I just didn't know until a few days ago. So that's always good. I'm jumping back and forth between the two announcers here. The Badgers play on the 9th. No, I can't read my own name. It looks like the 9th. Against Buffalo at Wisconsin. So that's coming up. And they go on the road. I can't remember the team they go on the road for. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you that next week. The Lions have this week off, obviously. And then on Thursday, coming up, they play against the Chiefs, which is a great game. I can't wait for that game to actually happen. Last week's video, we had 14 views, which is lower than the last couple weeks, but that's okay. I'm not in it for views or comments. I do it because I enjoy it, and Bucky likes to do it. A few notes before we get our tour started. There's some major trade questions coming up. Cut downs are Tuesday. They used to do, like I mentioned last video, in weeks. Now it's just all basically one day, but teams can cut players anytime, really. And Lions have, trimmed a few players off their roster. No real huge names yet, but that will change. And so the Lions are not done adding and cutting players, obviously. Two names I've talked about trading for the Lions. One is Mike Evans, a wide receiver from Tampa. Big guy. He's 30 years old, but that's okay. He's still very productive. And maybe like a 4th or 5th round because he is 30 years old. The other name tossed about is Cooper Kupp from the Rams, and that would take more. Same age, but it would take more because Cooper is a more productive player. Where Evans got the size, Kupp's got the agility, I guess. So either one, I don't think the Lions will trade for Cooper Kupp. Price would be too much. But Evans, they could probably get for a 5th round pick, maybe. Maybe sign for a 1-year deal, but I don't like giving away draft picks for a 1-year deal. But those are the main people that are up for trade that I've heard mentioned. Probably others, but and I'm jumping all over the place here, guys. Sorry. The Badgers play Saturday the 2nd. That's their first game, and women's volleyball team is still performing very well. They swept somebody. I can't remember who it was, but so we always like any Badger victory is great as much as a Gopher loss, which the Gophers are playing Nebraska this weekend. I think it's in Minnesota if I remember correctly. So that'll be fun. I don't know if this game's going to be on. Probably will be, but so we have to root for Nebraska because we don't like Gophers. So I think that's all my note. Oh, the Reds, they're still in 3rd place. 6 games behind. They made up any ground. They actually lost. The Brewers just don't seem to lose very often. So I don't think they're really going to do much, to be honest with you. They might slip further and further away. But we'll see. They're hanging in there. I watched the Little League World Series. That was actually very interesting. And the U.S., it was California, was up like 5-1, I think, if I remember, in the fifth inning. And then they got was it Venezuela? Caraco. Yeah. Got a grand slam to tie it up. Like, holy cow. And then the USA came up in the sixth. They only played 6 innings, I guess. And the entire team had not given up a home run all tournament. And this guy, big kid, 6'1", hit a shot. I mean, it just sounded, you could tell by the way it sounded, it was going to be a home run, just boom. And they won the Little League World Series, so congratulations to them. We always like U.S. winning stuff. So that was cool. And I can't remember the last time I watched Little League World Series, but I tuned in. I'm glad I did. All right, we're taking a quick tour. So I apologize for the camera getting shaky, but I've got all my pictures hung up, except for the ones in front of you. I'll show you where those are going to go. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time because otherwise it'd be an hour video. We don't want that. So we're just going to take a quick panoramic view of all my pictures, and I'll explain a few of them and my other stuff that I have posted, and see if that gets any likes or not. So here we go. We're going to start right in the front so they can get up. Oh, apologize for this. I'm old. Oh, there we go. Okay. Here's my front window here. As I can't see what I'm actually videoing, recording. There's my food snacks that my favorites. There's my tower that I have. The Lions logo and the football. I got both those. I got the Lions logo in at the Hall of Fame. I got the football in Vegas, actually. You've seen some of these before. We're not going to spend a lot of time. Here's my window with my doggies. There's Simon. There's Billy. There's a couple of, big plaques. Football helmet. There's my table with all my football cards. You've seen those. I'm going to go to the right. There's 2 flags that we used to have in the front. There's my table. There's Sookie on my chair. My Blackhawk blanket. And here's some more. Here's some of my pictures. It's all Batman and the Reds. There's a Reds jersey. Somewhere in the corner, a little harder to see. Go back up here. There's my Lions jersey and my Lions hat, which you've seen. More Batman stuff. That's pretty cool. I'm going to stay in the bottom. More Batman shirt or pictures. There's my other Lions jersey and Barry. There's that. Stay up on top. Going to the right again. More Batman pictures. There's my Blackhawks jersey with the 3 Stanley Cups on it. Lions in the middle. More the Batman pictures. There's my Batman. There's Lions. Old Lions. There's Bobby Lane. Some of the quarterbacks. There's Connor Bedard. We've seen that one. The hockey player they just signed. He's like 18 or 19 years old. There. So that's pretty much that wall. And of course, the hats are on there. On the right, which some of these you've seen before. I don't know how much of this is coming through. I apologize, but there's a Batman. It's not really signed, but it's fake signatures. There's the obituary of the creator of Batman. We're gonna go across. There's more Wisconsin stuff. There's my Batman tower with all the cookie jar, which you've seen before. So my books, my Funko Pop, mini helmets, Blackhawk stuff. Going back again this way, I think I missed it. There's some more Badger stuff. The popcorn bucket I got. There's my hat. Okay, there's the movies. There's the mat. There's the big socks that I got 2 pairs of. Some more movies. Big poster I got. My other Funko Pop. My door hangers that I've had for years now. My one sign's coming off. I got to fix that. More Batman pictures. My Batman shirt that I wore to Vegas, which you've seen before. Okay. More 4x6s, more movies. Okay. Up on top, there's my door. Got my Batman shirt that I wore to one of the movies. There's my 4 teams and the Reds, the Lions, and the Badgers, and the Hawks circle. Okay, we're done with that. We're going to close the door. More 4x. This took a long time and a few dollars, but there's more. There's Batman, of course, some movies that I like, my favorite movies. There's some Roman swords that are on the inside. And some, again, all movies that I love. There's Ben-Hur. Tombstone, of course. Good, Bad, and the Ugly are up there. Templar Knights. James Bond. Okay, I'll stay on the bottom. There's some, this is the music section. There's the Vegas pictures. Eric Church. There's Scooter over here. More REM. Phil Collins. Neil Diamond. My favorite groups. Zeppelin, of course. Okay, we're going to go back over here. Okay, there's Barry. More monster movies. Paul Newman movies. Field of Dreams. Back to the Lion stuff. Comedies, Holy Grail. There's my Oklahoma jersey with 2 lions on it, which you've seen before. Still a great hit that was. There's Minneapolis. It took a while. I mean, it's a labor of love, but it took a while. I said a few dollars worth, but worth it. Now my Roman section. There's the Colosseum. Some of the great emperors. And we got some more. We got TV section. Some of my favorite TV shows. There's Seinfeld's in there. Million Little Things, which is not anymore. The Resident, which is not anymore. We got Good Mythical Morning. TV shows. Radio shows. Internet. Great shows. Now there, the Wild Wild West. Great show. That's where those 2 pictures are going in the front. Kojak. Love Kojak. There's Sean Hannity. More lion stuff. More lion stuff over my door. On the other side of the door is Carla's Cave. There's a lot of lions pictures. The towel, which you've seen before. Get more Batman stuff, of course. Big pictures that I got. All those down there. I hope this is coming through. Down here, there's Tony Esposito and all the goaltenders. There's some masked wrestlers that I like. And painted ones, my favorite wrestlers. Blackhawk stuff. Badger stuff. More Batman, of course, the draft. The last 4 draft years. There. And I think that's about it. So, that's pretty cool, I think. That's a lot of fun. So we're going to go back here and see if we can get this back up. Yep. Suki's back in town too. So, that's about it. If you want to comment, Suki's in there's Suki. Say hi, Suki. Suki says hi. Hi. So Labor Day is coming up, so happy Labor Day, everybody. Be safe, have fun, and so that's about it. So, this is your host, Mike C, and of course, the star of the show, it's Bucky. Say bye, Bucky. Bucky says bye. And I hope you enjoyed the video and the tour. I won't get any comments, but that's okay. If I do, that'd be great. But take care, everyone. And the weather's been okay. It's actually cooler, which is better for me. And not hundreds anymore. It's 80s and 90s like it should be. So that's good. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye now.